welcome to CodeSoft. In this video, we are going to talk about some more methods or some more commands that are linked or related to stored procedures. So let's get started. Now, the first thing is how to change the definition of any stored procedure. So by definition, we mean the creation or the body part of any stored procedure. So suppose you have, created any stored procedure above, but you actually want to change its definition or you want to actually change its functionality of that stored procedure. So you can do it using the alter command. So we have been studying in this SQL series that whenever we have to change something, we use the alter command. Similarly, in the case of stored procedure also, we use the alter command. So talking about the syntax, instead of create, we just write alter. So the syntax goes like alter procedure space the name of the procedure as begin end, and in between there is the body. Now this body is the new body that we actually want to link with that previous procedure name, right? So the next thing is deleting any stored procedure. So suppose you have created any stored procedure and it might be very huge, which is taking a lot of space. And for all those reasons, you want to actually keep your code more modular. So you want to delete that stored procedure. So for that case, we use the drop command. So previously also in the SQL, we have seen that if you have to drop any column or I would say delete any column or even any table, we use the drop command. So here also in the case of stored procedure, we use the drop command. The command is drop space the name of the procedure. So if you have created any procedure earlier by name of let's say test, and if you write command drop space test, then all that functionality related to stored procedure and even that stored procedure will get deleted. So the next is encryption of stored procedure. So first let's talk about what exactly is encryption. So in real English sense, if we talk about the meaning of encryption is to change the text in such a way that during transmission, any mid users cannot understand or decrypt the value. Now, if I will just explain you with reference to the stored procedure. So you have created a particular stored procedure and it is having certain body. Now this body is basically a query or any SQL code that you have written. But you do not want that users who are using that stored procedure should be able to use that particular body. So in that case, you will just encrypt that stored procedure so that the users can just use the functionality but they cannot see the SQL code or query behind it. So the procedure's definition cannot be viewed by users that have no access to system tables or database files. So if I talk about the syntax, so while we are creating that stored procedure, if we just add with encryption, so that particular procedure will be created with encryption, and so the users will not be able to view it, right? Now, this is so basically, if I classify the stored procedures, there are two classifications. First is user defined stored procedure, and the second one is system defined stored procedures. So basically, all the stored procedures that we were looking till now, those were user defined stored procedure because we were actually creating them. Now, suppose there are certain stored procedure that are already created and we are not defining it, we are just using it or calling them. So all those particular SPs are provided to us by the SQL or our database provider, right? So let's just talk about some of those SPs or defined SPs. So firstly, these are the stored procedures that are already present in SQL Server library and cannot be used for and can only be used for calling directly, right? So we cannot define it. It is already defined by the system, right? And this is done. So if I give you an example of this, so there is one sp underscore help system defined stored procedure. Now what it does is that whenever we give it any database object, a database object can be anything, any view of the database, or any particular user defined system procedure will also be a part of a database object. So suppose you want to know that okay, let's say let me give you an example that suppose you have created any stored procedure, so that is a user defined stored procedure, right? Now, suppose you want to find that who is the owner of that stored procedure or some more information regarding that particular, that particular system procedure, you can use this command. So you just have to write exec space sp help space the name of that particular database object. In our case, the user defined stored procedure, and the system will give us all the information related to that particular object, right? This is the link I've attached. So here you will find a lot of system defined stored procedures and their functionality. So you can go through them. I'm not covering it in detail because I don't think in interviews they mainly get in depth of this topic. But still, you should have some idea regarding this. That is why I have attached this particular link. So please go through it. And that's all with this video. I hope the topic of stored procedure is clear to you. Please have a look, and also like you need to take care that these stored procedures are and all the commands that we were using were related to SQL Server and not to MySQL. So that's all with this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to add more festoons into your knowledge garland. And till then, please keep subscribing. Thank you.